It's New Year's Eve, guys, and this was a rough year. We had 2 project cars and quite a few trips. Zastava 101 is not going as fast as I would like, so we will try to speed it up next year and get to the point where we want to be. On the other hand, Lancia Delta is absolutely brilliant. I love everything about that little car. As tonight's special, I will show you my car collection, car model collection, or 1/43 scale car model collection to be exact. So take a look.
Majstor kad ga ono pravi to nema da puca u državu jedini ume šasiju da prekuca pa za malo kao mator da zbog toga leži zatvor za motor je vele majstor i doktor za karburator.
This collection is based on 3 principles. Car I owned, car I will own, wishfully thinking, or iconic movie car. Every car model is very close replica to one particular real car that has significance for me. There are exceptions, of course, gifts I got and liked enough to put in collection, or few childhood models that just have huge value for me. This is how my collection started. This is Fića, Zastava 750. About 15 years ago, I was at my friend's house trading stickers and I saw this on the shelf. You know, my first car was Fića in blue, same like this, and I just wanted this model badly. I barely convinced him to sell it to me, and the parts were missing. My Zastava was custom and this model is not. I just spent too much time putting it together to the original condition. I didn't have the strength to go again to make it custom to look exactly like the car I drove. But before this car model I only had 2 models. You will see next. Volga I got from my father and Audi I got from my mother. So basically the collection started with this model. This is my first car model. I got it as a gift from my father when I was a kid. It's a Volga, it's in rough condition, but it has all the openings and it's really amazing when you can look under the hood when you're a kid. The funny story is that I lost a wheel playing with the car when I was a kid, and I spent years later trying to find the same exact wheel. I did eventually, and what I did is that I put spare wheel in the trunk. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this Volga has spare wheel in the trunk just in case I lose it again. This is Audi Quattro, brilliant car, legendary car, but done by Burago. It's basically shitty model. It's more a toy than a model, but I got it from my mother when I was a kid and it was so destroyed by me. I had to replace so many parts recently just to make it decent again. I barely found glass and I left the wheels stock. I don't know, I just don't want to customize it. Too much sentimental value. So, number 3 in my collection. Zastava 101. Car model I have never finished, but the car I love so much. Mad Max inspired car. This is actually Volkswagen Scirocco, first generation, amazing car. I have always been in love with the Mad Max movies, so This looks like a car from the movie, like car that have been in the movie. Fića from Nacionalna klasa movie, legendary Yugoslavian movie, legendary car, absolutely amazing looking. Opel Record, my father used to drive when he was young. I have photograph of him standing beside the car on the highway. It's just amazing looking coupe, and it's amazing looking model. I like models with patina, rough looking, and this is just the way I like it. It's beautiful. Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. Basically, the most beautiful Volkswagen models were made when they hired Italian to design the car, and this is perfect example of it. It's such a nice looking car, such a beautiful car. I remember when I was a kid driving my bicycle, I saw this car abandoned in the yard. It was orange, that's only the difference. Bumpers were missing, and I just saw how the beautiful front line of the car is without bumpers. I fell in love. Probably the first car I fell in love with in my life. So of course I have a model of it. Of course I removed the bumpers. I said before, many of the models are customized by me. I won't go into details, but they are customized because they remind me of a particular car. And Karmann Ghia, it's such a beautiful car. You remember this car from Zastava Cut in Half video. It was actually a gift from my sister. When your collection gets to the certain point, you have obsession with details, and this model is correct to the last detail, including bumpers, wheels, even license plates. Everything is correct. It's just amazing looking car, amazing looking model. I'm sorry, this is not a car, this is just a model, but it's so nice and so precise. Probably one of the nicest in my collection. Citroen Diana, my father's first car. I remember being a kid in this car, and this is almost the exact replica of the actual car. Beautiful model. Blue Trabant, my father's second car and the first car I actually drove. Funny looking, but so beautiful to me. East Germany car, so much history. At some point in my life I will probably do some resto mode of Trabant. I'm so in love with this car. Mercedes 124, alongside with Lancia Libera, probably the best car I ever drove. And yes, I drove a Ferrari recently, you saw it on our channel. Still, E220 engine, coupe engine that was in this sedan. Wow, I mean that was car to drive. Yes, it has wheels from Mazda 6. It was, I don't know, it looked beautiful to me then, it looks beautiful to me still. Beautiful car model. Doesn't need much of introduction. Porsche 911, Turbo Targa, car of my dreams. One day I will have it. Probably not in yellow, but in blue. Still, even in yellow, it looks amazing. Ford Taunus, German Ford, fastback, beautifully looking car. Only difference between car model and the actual car had twin round lights and black strips on the hood, not entirely black hood, but such a beautiful car and such a beautiful model. Yes, I even had this ridiculous Polish Fiat. Horrible engine, horrible car. I can barely fit in, and it's ridiculously looking. Even in real scale, we all make mistakes, guys. Don't judge me. Legendary movie car. Who doesn't like Mr. Bean? Beautifully done car model. I think it's quirky. As I get older, I'm liking more and more this old 356 Porsche. It's in silver with red interior. It's beautifully looking car, like amazingly beautiful. What I will do at some point in my life is just remove bumpers and put out the beauty of this car even more. Fiat 131 Abarth version. Now, Burago usually have toys, not models, and this is Burago, and it's amazingly well done, having that in mind. Rally lights, wider side fenders, lip on the trunk, petrol fuel cap. It's amazingly well done for Burago, and hopefully car I will have one day. For now, I only have the engine. Another Zastava legend, Zastava 1300 Tristać. Beautiful car, looking a lot like American cars from the period. It's, well, pretty shitty to drive, but nothing Resto Mod can fix. Beautifully looking car and beautifully done model by De Agostini. Lancia Libra, Hidden Dragon. Doesn't look much like a car I drive. That's because it's a beautiful model and has very nice details. I don't want to ruin it. I will find the other one that I will use as a base to make car model of car I have. This is just too nice model to ruin it. Mercedes 190. The color looks gold greenish. It should be brown mousy. That's only thing it's wrong with the car. One of few diesel cars I drove. Still I have very nice memories of this car and beautiful model. Citroen DS Shark Aikula, as they call it. Remarkable car, amazingly looking. Chrysler turbine car, a ridiculous looking car. It's so ridiculous I like it. I have zero connection to this car or this model. It's just so ridiculously looking. I love it. And since we are talking about ridiculously looking cars, here is Czech Tatra. 3 headlights, split rear window. There is, I think, few cars in the world that looks ridiculous as this. So, of course, I need to have the model. Another Mercedes, of course. This is more project car than a model. I just need time to adjust it. Volkswagen Beetle, probably the most recognizable car in the world. I have quite a few models and I quite like Beetle. It reminds me of Porsche 356, and although it's Volkswagen, I quite like it. Sporty version of Beetle. The Volkswagen guys can probably tell you more than me, but this is, ridiculous as it sounds, the racing legend from Volkswagen, and I like yellow and black combination. Well, I didn't actually own it, but I drove it. Russian piece of crap. Lada Caravan, blue. Škoda 110R, R standing for racing. My first or second, I think, neighbor had this one, exactly like this one, orange, in a garage. And again, similarly like Beetle, this reminds me so much of Porsche, this time of 911. Now when I'm older, of course, It doesn't look like Porsche that much, but still, emotions are there. I would love to have these cars at some point in my life. One more Lada I had the honor to drive, finished just the way the car was, and that's in few layers of silver and rust. Typical for Lada. Yugo I haven't finished. I actually got the car in maroon color, finished it out in matte black, bad boy looking car. The model, well, I had the same idea with the model, I just never finished it. Still, the car I had. The cartoon version of the same car, I just had to have it. It even has eyes, come on. A Land Rover, Burago made, custom by me. I don't know why, there is something drawing me to this model. It's basic, but still very nice looking. Fiat 128, later Zastava 128. Platform on which Zastava 101 was based. Volkswagen Golf Mark I. No further explanation necessary. Lancia 2000, the car Niki Lauda drove in the movie Rush. In the scene, Niki meets his wife. Renault 4 CV Racing. Surprisingly beautiful car and model coming from the Frenchman. Fiat 500. Zastava 750. Probably the most ridiculous BMW ever made. BMW Zeta. Models of yesterday. Stats. Models of yesterday. Daimler. Not models of yesterday, but definitely models of old cars. I have them for the very long time. Formula drivers made of bakelite. Amazing model. So rare. Citroen 2CV Spacek. Opening under the hood. You can see the disc brakes. Citroen has them under the hood, not under the wheel. Citroen 2CV garbage collector, gypsy garbage collector. If you were in the Belgrade in 2000s, you know what I'm talking about. Mad Max Slant 6 VW Beetle. My name is Bond, James Bond, and this is Aston Martin. Shelby Cobra racing version. Now, what to say? It's a Ferrari. Ferrari. Mamma mia, che miseria. Stop. A ridiculously bad version of Volkswagen New Beetle. I got it for my birthday from my sister. Yes, she gave me also Zastava. I need to change these wheels. I think model will be like 5 times better with decent wheels and rims. Legendary Opel Kadett GSI. Beautifully done scale car. Alfa Romeo. One of the most beautiful cars ever made. One more Mercedes 190. A ridiculously looking piece of Americana. It's wet, of course. So American. BMW Series 1. The only car ever I had to restart like 5 times in 5 minutes. The only car I couldn't figure out the clutch, because the clutch was gone, shut, left the building. Wasn't my fault. The last car I got for my collection, we got it in Maranello, Lancia Beta Coupe. I love this car. This is possibly the most valuable thing in my automotive collection. Album with stickers issued by Automotive Association of Yugoslavia in 1971, which makes it over 50 years old and way older than me. This was actually part of technical education in elementary schools in Yugoslavia, which by itself is amazing, the way educational system were set up back in the day. And this particular album is in near mint condition, even has coupons, and it took me over 15 years to complete it. I had several albums in various conditions, but I always wanted almost perfect one. So having in mind that this album is older than me, it took me time to find one that's just in good condition, and I found one with like 10 stickers inside, and over the time I completed it. Now, as you can see, from the start of the album you have development of Automotive. For example, this page is saying about modern automobiles, but modern in 70s. So you have Fiat, Auto Bianchi, Zastava, more Fiat. Before that you have older cars. At the first page you saw just beginning of the Automotive, and these are not even real stickers. And as you can see here, these are my spares, because when you try to complete album you have spares. It's just piece of cardboard with graphic, and you have to use glue to put it on the page, and it's thick. It's like baseball card thickness. So the album itself has like waves because of the thickness of the stickers, and it's just amazing the way the cars are graphically represented, and there is some nostalgic feeling when you recognize some of the cars, and you said, yeah, wow, that's Lancia Fulvia. It's amazing car. It's, you know, a rally model without bumpers. Wow, it's so beautiful. I don't know, but Volkswagen Beetle, everybody knows about this car. It's just automotive legend. Although it wasn't a very good car, it was very popular. It still is. Toyota 2000 Sport, amazing car. You have a description beneath every sticker saying about particular model. I will pick some to translate because it's in Serbian or Croatian. Let's talk about Mustang. Everybody knows about Ford Mustang. So basically it says about Ford showing up at American market and being a new sport vehicle with great success. It was produced in high numbers, and the engine had 6 or 8 cylinders with various horsepower from 122 to 340 horsepower. The most powerful version of this car had a top speed of 22 km per hour. So every car has a little description. That, of course, near Mustang. And in the middle of the album you have, these were actually stickers. So for emblems you could peel off the back and just stick them inside, and those made this very rare and very valuable. For like 10 or 20 cardboard stickers you could find one adhesive, and yeah, I just use this to protect album from rust from the clamps, but it's complete. This is just preventive. And this is the last sticker. I have it. That's my thing. I want to always leave last spot empty so you can see the album before the sticker. And maybe it's not smart. Maybe I will lose this one at some point. Oh yeah, this is amazing part. The idea the people had it at 70s of the cars in the future. So it's in 70s. This was how the people thought. Basically what we will drive today, and oh boy, have they been wrong. Even this graphic, you know, highway just levitating between the buildings, and I mean, these are amazing looking prototypes, but nothing into true. Now, technical part, how the car is made. So engine, transmission, various parts of the car, very, very educational. I told you this was part of the technical education in elementary school, so adjusted to the level of the child and explained in basics. Now, racing cars, Spirit of America, basically airplane on wheels, and this is how it started, basically. Just evolution of the racing car. Of course, racers. You have famous racers here. Graham Hill, Jackie Stewart. We are missing Ken Miles here, which is very fortunate. I'm very fond of the Ken Miles, and you have like most of his opponents here, but not Ken Miles. Yugoslavian champions. And of course, this was the way to teach children how to behave on and off the street. Most of the drivers today could use this album just to, you know, advanced their traffic skills. The thought that went in creating this album is amazing. Yeah, motorsport, of course, 50cc, kids bikes, racing bikes, and of course, amazing people, daredevils who rode motorbikes. And as special request from my wife, her dream car, Toyota MR2. We don't even have it in 1/43 scale. This is 1/64. So if you guys have one spare, type it down below. Make my wife happy. I have quite a few projects still open. I just don't have enough time. This was New Year's Eve special. Till next Monday, guys. Bye.